And in today's class, as you can see on the screen already, we are going to be diving into Microsoft Word tutorial for beginners. Okay, so over this season, I've had a lot of requests to educate some of my students on the proper usage of Microsoft Word and some other word packages. Okay, so in this lesson we are going to be doing an overview of Microsoft Word. So as you can see on the screen already, we are going to get started with Microsoft Word, and I'm going to tell us how we can open our Microsoft Word from the start menu, and then understand the interface, like literally, the different interface in Microsoft and some other. So this is a not really a masterclass, but an overview. We are going to be doing an overview of some stuff, what you need to know, and how Microsoft Word really works. Okay, so let's quickly dive into it. The first thing we want to look at now is opening Microsoft Word from the start menu. However, this is the start menu. Okay, so here we have is the start menu. As you can see on my screen now, here is the start menu. So when I click the start menu here, I'm going to search. Okay, I'm going to search for Microsoft. So all these things are softwares that I have in my computer. So what I want to do now is to scroll down and look for Microsoft. Okay, so I want to look for Microsoft. Okay, as you can see on my screen here, this is a folder where I have some Microsoft packages in it. So in this particular place now, this folder enables you, when I click on it, it's going to bring out all Microsoft packages that I have installed in this my computer. However, what I want to use now is the Microsoft Word. Okay, so I want to look for Microsoft Word, Office Word rather. So I'm going to look for it, and I'm going to find it somewhere very close. Okay, I don't know if anybody have found it before I do, but this is basically how you want to search for your word. Okay, so this one is publisher, this one Outlook, this one is Office Language Premium, and I'm just trying to look for the Microsoft Word in this particular place. Okay, so maybe let me search for it. I can actually search for it here. Microsoft Word. Okay, so maybe it is hidden. I don't want this class to take long. So this is basically how one of the ways in which you can find it in your computer. However, it needs to be installed in your computer first. So you may want to go to you go online to purchase it. Okay, MS Word. You may want to go online to MS Word, download to PC or something like that, depending. So these are some softwares where you can actually go and download them online, or maybe you meet an engineer, a software engineer to install it for you on your computer system. Okay, so the next thing we want to do here now is we want to perhaps let me show you how this is. Okay, so understanding the interface is the next thing. Once you have opened it, what you want to do is, once you find it, you're going to double click. However, I have these on my taskbar. So I usually click on it on my taskbar and then it opens. So the next thing we want to know is understanding the interface. So here now I have been using my Microsoft Word to do some work, and now we want to talk about understanding the interface of Microsoft Word. So when you open your Microsoft Word, it's all these places are, a lot of tools that you can use. All these things you are going to work over them. So these are different menus. This is the file menu, and then this is the home menu, this is the insert menu, this is the design menu, this is the page layout menu, this is the references menu, this is the mailing menu, this is the review menu, and this is the view menu. Okay, so these menus are that are here might be bigger in, maybe you, depending on the version that you are working with. As you can see on my own screen, what I'm working with is Microsoft 2020 2013. Okay, so if you're using Microsoft Office 2020, 2022, or 2021, you would probably have a bigger, other menus. However, there are some menus that are also going to come out. As you can see, I have how many menus here now? I have up to I think 9, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, I have 8 menus here. However, there are some commands that when I do this command in this particular place, other menus are going to come out. Okay, so now you can see the format menu. However, I did not have it initially. So in this case now, the next thing we want to look at is we want to look at understanding the interface. Okay, so the title bar, the label, the document area, and the status bar. Okay, so I want to let us know some stuff. But before, what we want to look at now is, let's talk about the document area first. So the document area has to do with this environment. Okay, this particular environment now where I wrote some stuff. So the document area, let me change the color of the document area, and then so that you can be able to understand what I'm saying. So page color, you can see here, I can actually change the color. So these places that the colors are changing now is the document area. The other places, just the the area of just the window area. Okay, so we can actually make this thing to be big. You can see here, so you can actually increase the size of your paper. However, you are just zooming so that you can see well, because when you get to printing, you can actually you will print on the paper size that you need. Okay, that you actually wrote on. Okay, another thing you may want to do is one of the first things you may want to do here, let's go to our slide again, is number 3. Okay, creating a new document. Let's assume you want to create a new document. There are different ways in which you can create this new document, and one of it includes you typing just a few, you using Control and N. Okay, so Control and N on your computer. So when you type Control plus N, it's going to give you a new document, N. Okay, and then if you don't want to do that, use Control and N. What you may want to do is we go to file, and so let's go and practice it now. So what I want to do first, I don't want to use my Control and N, which is the short key, but I want to go to files. As you can see on the screen, I'll click on file, and then I'm going to come here and say new. Okay, so I'm going to click on new document, and then I'm going to see saying, do you need a blank document where you are going to be the one to write everything, or perhaps do you want to use our templates? So these are a number of templates. They have resume and cover letters. You have different kinds of templates. So these are different kind of templates which you can actually get. So if you want to write a resume, fine. If you want business cover letters, fine. There are many other ones that you can actually click on. So I'm going to select anyone that catches my fancy, and then I will start to. Let's assume that what I want to do is I want to start to do this, and then I'm going to select these, and then it is going to open in okay in a new environment for me. So this thing is already imported here, and what I just have to do is to click on it, on these things, and now start to edit the things that I want to edit. Okay, so another way which I told you earlier on was Control and N, and I want to do it now because what I'm doing is faceless, and in times to come I'm going to show you my face and show you my keyboard. So I want to type on screen keyboard. Let me type keyboard here so that you actually see how this thing works. So this is on screen keyboard. I want to open it so that you're going to see when I use my control and then my key. So this is the on-screen keyboard, and then I'll press control and then N. So control and N is supposed to control N, it's supposed to bring for us a new environment in our computer system, in our Microsoft rather. Okay, so it has come now. Do you see it? So we now have a new document. So it's called document 2. The other one we had was document 1. So this is the one I'm using initially. This is the one they created, which is document 1, and this one is document number 2. So this is basically how you want to do this stuff for yourself in Microsoft Word. Okay, so the next thing that we want to look at now is we are done with creating a new document. Okay, so we should explain how you can do that, and then you can start to write. Now the next thing we have here on our slide is typing and editing text. Now you want to learn how you can type text and edit text. So this one is say number one, say click inside the document area and start typing, and then use backspace and delete to edit text. And then the next one, it says highlight text for formatting. So let's go and practice this now. So we want to use this particular one that we have here. So what you want to do now is to start to type. So as you already know, our channel, I want to write our channel name. So this channel name is Academy, and Academy channel will be bringing your way amazing tutorials that is simplified. Okay, so our vision here is to simplify the course of tech, and what we are focused on now is basically on Microsoft Word, and then we will advance to some other tech stuff in times to come. So in this place now, I've written this particular stuff, and let's assume that I made some mistake in some places, and now because I made some mistake in some places, for that reason I need to delete it. So this is not an actual word, but before deleting I want to show you something. So there are what we call font size and font characters here. Okay, so I want to increase this. I want to increase it. The first thing I want to do is to highlight, and this highlighting can be done in a number of ways. So let me show you the easiest way using my keyboard. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to click on Shift. I'll hold Shift in my computer, and then I will start to click on. I'll hold Shift and then I'll click on these 4 arrow keys. It's not working here the way it should, but it's supposed to work. It's going to work on your screen. Then another way is you Control and A is going to select everything that you have written in this particular place. So I've done Control A and then I've selected everything. Let me do it again, okay? And then the next thing I want to do now is I want to show you how you can increase this. So as you can see this place that is written 11, you can actually increase your font, what you call it font size. Okay, I want to increase my font size. I can actually come like this and do that. Okay, another beautiful thing is that you can also, so this is the short form of increasing font size. This is actually how you can increase the Control plus Shift plus P. Okay, so the next one you have here is the font character. Which handwriting do you prefer? That's basically how you can change from one or two font characters that you want to have. Okay, so this is basically how it works, and I want to reduce this to 16, and then you can see now there are these red signs and these red lines implies that this is probably not an English word. This is probably not an English word, so you want to solve it. So I have made a mistake here when I'm trying to write my bringing. So what I have to do is to click on that particular place where I see that red line, and then right click on my mouse, and then it's going to show me the actual spelling. Then I'll say either ignore all or add to dictionary. So you do add this to dictionary when you are sure that this thing you wrote is an English word and computer did not have it. So you do add to dictionary so that anytime you write it again, it's not going to bring out this red line. However, when you want to print your work or send it to somebody via PDF, this red line is not going to come on. So what I want to do is bringing. I'll click on bringing and everything. Now this other one is tutorial, right click, and then I'm going to do this. So this one is my company name. However, the is not an English word, so to say. However, so I'm going to say ignore it. I'm going to just ignore. So this one is wrong. And what I want to do here is to delete it. Remember that one of the things you're supposed to be looking at is how to edit your work. And now what I want to do is, this is the delete button and this is the backspace. When I use the backspace, I'm going to delete left word. But when I'm using the delete button, I'm going to delete right word. So anyone you want to use, these are the way in which you can be able to do this. Okay, I hope you are still following our video and understanding what we are saying. You can actually drop a comment if you want us to make a video on anything as regards to Microsoft Word, and we are going to clarify you very, very well on the usage of Microsoft Word. Okay, so the next thing that we are supposed to look at here now is our let's go to slide number 5, and the slide number 5 is talking about formatting text. Okay, we are still on formatting text, and this time we are going to select text and go to the home tab, and then we are going to make it to be bold, and then italic, and the next one is underline, and font size and character size, and the rest I've explained this on area. So what you want to do now is you want to use our tab and some other things and make them bold. Okay, now there is a key that is called the tab key. Okay, so this tab key helps us to do paragraph, and this tab key can be found in your keyboard. So let me show you the tab. You can see it here. When you look at your computer screen, you're going to see the tab key. And what does this tab key help us to do? When you press it, it's going to paragraph the area. So I want to have a paragraph in Academy channel. So what I want to do is I'll click on tab. As you can see now, is applying. Continue clicking on tab, continue clicking on tab, continue clicking on tab. So this is mostly used in our writing to arrange our writing to be in good condition. However, we have this one which we call the space bar. The space bar is just you are giving one space or two spaces. However, the tab key is going to give you a perfect paragraphing that you need for your work. The next one we have here as we have in our screen is about the bolding our work and the rest. So what you want to do now is you want to put your work in a bold format. Okay, let me change this so that you understand it better. And now what I want to do is to make it to look more darker, that is bolding it. So what I want to do is to click on this B after selecting it. As you can see, I've selected, and you remember how I say you should select your work. And then what you want to do next is to click on bold. Okay, so B or Control B. Is either you click here or you do Control B. Now, as you can see now, one beautiful thing about Microsoft Word is that when your cursor is in the what you are supposed to click, it is going to show you the shortcut of doing that. Okay, so let's follow this one, and then it have bolding it. Okay, it's have bolding this, and bold usually helps us to highlight a special text that is supposed to be identified first by our reader. Okay, so the next one here we have is italic. Italic is supposed to bend our text, make it to be not to stand properly. Okay, so as you can see, I've removed italic and it's standing very correctly, and then I'm doing it like this now. So the next one you have is underline, and underline, the shortcut is Control plus U. So when you want to underline any word, you do it like this, and then it is underlined. Now underline can be done, there we have double underline, we have different kinds of underline here. So I have double underline, I have a one that is very bold, I have the ones that are lined, dashes, and the rest of them. Okay, so anyone that catches your fancy, depending on what you are doing, that is what you are going to select and use at any given time. Okay, so this is basically what you want to do. So okay, so the next thing that we have the one we call strike through. Assuming you want to strike something through. Okay, let's say for instance I want to select simplified. Simplified is the word I want to make bold, is the word I want to underline, and the one I also want to strike through. Okay, so I've struck this one through. Okay, so this is basically how this stuff works. The next one you have here is in our slide number 7, paragraph formatting. Okay, so this one has to do with center alignment, left alignment, and the rest of them. So this one will be coming to you in our next video. In our next video, we'll be presenting the usage of this, how you can do paragraph and format your text. Thank you for watching. Please, if this was resourceful, please, we hope that you turn on subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn up your notification bell. We promise you that we are going to make more advanced videos on how you can use it. Thanks so much for listening to being part of us. God bless you. Thank you.